today on Suncoast View. A wonderful weekend for Wonder Woman at the box office. But don't make plans for a girl power party just yet. The latest battle over sexism.
And Tiger Woods is in hot water after driving under the influence. But he wasn't drinking. We'll ask our forensic legal expert how he got in so much trouble.
And we have more stories to share from Walt Disney World. It's not just rides and attractions. We also went shopping. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and welcome back to senior producer Joey Panic. Great to have you with us.
It's good to be with you all. It was the first time we're all together.
Yes, in like a week.
I know. But it's been hard to get the whole band together since our Disney
we
trip.
had a couple days off on each side.
Yeah.
We did, so it is great to see everybody back together again, well rested after our road trip to Walt Disney World.
Yes.
Your arm.
My arm is doing well. Yes, I had elbow tendon surgery last week, and it's taken a few days. It's sore, and I sit with my pillow, and I keep a very cautious expanse around me. So if you make any sudden movements near me, I'm going to block you with my good arm. Because as long as I don't get bumped, I'm fine. But yes, that comes from, you know how we're supposed to exercise and work out and be athletes? Well, then you pay the price later by having injuries. So.
Well, I feel bad because I know you're a very independent woman, and I know you've been moving a little bit slower today with only one arm.
I am slower, and things that you think would be easy are not. Did you know that we typically do use two hands even for things like makeup? You know, you steady one cheek while you do something.
Yes.
Right, so as you're trying to go like this and get it out, everything is a little more difficult. Getting dressed alone with one arm is always entertaining. I thought perhaps Joey was going to have to put some pieces together when we got here today. But
No buttons.
no buttons. No, we're wearing very strategically baggily clothes. So.
We're glad to see you're dressed and you have your makeup on.
That's right. I'm about
So far, you're
halfway
doing
here.
good.
So if you say, hold my cheek, we'll know that you're talking about your makeup and we'll help you out.
Correct. Yes, that's all I'm really asking for. So, well, it's great to be back with everybody, and it's also good to see our friend Sam from Tsunami in the kitchen today. Tell us what we're making.
Hey there, it's always fun to be back. Today we're going to make three lovers. It's like a fun twist on sushi.
Three lovers.
Three lovers.
All right.
Wow, I kind of like
You
that
got
name,
Linda's
too.
attention.
Right?
Yeah.
We're all perked
Just
up here.
wait, Linda.
Are they all different?
No, they're the same.
Oh, okay. But they all love each other.
But the ingredients are different. So, and they really love each other.
Linda got disappointed when he said all the lovers are the same.
Well, we're going to have to find out where that story comes in from the name.
I'm liking it.
And if not, we're going to create one for them. A good reason why it should be called that. By the way, this is the best time of year to be here on the Suncoast if you are a foodie or there's just places you've been dying to try, because it is Savor Sarasota. That means now through June 14th, 79 different restaurants have a special menu. It's such an amazing deal. $16 at lunch, $32 at dinner for 3-course menus. If there's any other place you wanted to try, this is it. Tsunami is on the list, and I just found out that there is an app now to make it all easy. So get the Savor Sarasota app on your phone, and then you can check what's at different restaurants, what's on the special menus, and I just can't wait.
Yes,
so this is the time to eat out.
We went to Finn's over the weekend down at Sharky's, and they're on the deal, and it was a wonderful meal, and we got to sit outside, which you know is rare as it gets warm like this. It was perfect.
Wouldn't be good today. But
No, not
sometimes
right.
and this time of year, it's perfect. The weather's perfect. And then 30 minutes later, it's pouring.
Yeah, no, you have to be
The good thing
flexible.
about it that the rain doesn't usually last long.
No, no.
No, that's good. The
Even
next
though last weekend it was all day. But
And listen, if it's going to be rainy, that's a great time to head into a restaurant and enjoy some comfort food.
Especially at that one, because you can look out at the water.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
The poor people on the pier in Venice were getting rained on, but we were not. So that's nice. We were covered.
So that officially continues through June 14th. However, many of the restaurants actually extend that through the entire month of June. So if you don't get a chance to get out, it will continue. It's one of my favorites. Also, something fun coming up tonight, and I hope we get to talk about this tomorrow, girls. There's a show debuting tonight called Daytime Divas.
Okay.
We held this all last week to talk about it when we were all back together.
So
Bobette's
this is
friend,
about a
Star
daytime talk
Jones,
show. My
is the
friend.
producer. You could explain why she's your friend later. But yeah, so this is a show about us. I mean, not really us, but it is about a group of women who do a daytime talk show, a la The View, a la any of the other many daytime women's talk shows, and each character is specifically typecast.
Yes.
Ooh, I wonder who Linda is.
So Vanessa Williams
It wasn't
is
the
leading.
one with the heels.
The Vanessa Williams role certainly could be. You'll also recognize Tichina Arnold from Martin. She's more of the outspoken comedian who's on the show. So I think probably a fusion of little Joy Behar, maybe a little Star Jones. 'Cause she's
I
pretty
think that
outspoken.
is amazing.
Oh, it's so fun. And there's actually a great article in USA Today that kind of typecasts, okay, so this character is a mix of her, her, and her. And this character is a mix of her, her, and her. So it's on tonight on VH1 at 10 o'clock. That is up past my bedtime, but I will do it for you girls. So if everybody gets a chance, try to take a look at it. Maybe we can dish
I'm
about
going to
it
see if I
tomorrow.
see either one of you guys.
Yeah, you can tell us who you think we are.
I did see that the writers also wrote Drop Dead Diva, so it's a little heightened drama. It's kind of, I think, watching ER and thinking that's the inner workings of a hospital. So I mean, the clip I saw, our ladies are not that crazy.
Yeah, we may need you to defend us if I tell people.
You're welcome.
And I think we get along a little better, but we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see what the show says.
But what a fun premise. I mean, who'd have thought that what we do every day needs a reality show?
I think ours might be more fun.
After going through Disney
View-
with us, Joey thinks we need a
The View
reality
After
show.
Dark, remember?
Exactly.
Yes.
Listen, the real show happens on commercials.
All right, a lot of fun. Don't you give away all
I know.
secrets while you're up here. It is time for our first hot topic, and it was girl power at the box office this weekend. Wonder Woman set a record with the largest opening for a movie with a female director, coming in at just over $100 million. Now, that is significant because rarely do women ever direct the big movies. Wonder Woman also didn't have a traditional superhero movie demographic. Typically, 60% men at superhero movies. 52% of Wonder Woman viewers were female. So, why is everyone all up in arms about the women-only Wonder Woman screenings? An Austin, Texas theater sold a female-only event out in 2 hours, but it's causing nationwide social media uproar. The women-only event is being called sexist, it's being called discriminatory, and now the men are threatening to file lawsuits. Why can we not celebrate girl power?
Well, I think if we are not going to be discriminated against, we can't discriminate. It's wrong to discriminate against any group of people. We're not a minority here. We're the majority in this country, but I think it should be for everybody. We need more togetherness, not more apartness. And I want men to see how strong women are. I want them to see Wonder Woman.
I agree with you, but I think this is an exception because it was a special event. It was just a screening, an event where it's like sometimes you have groups where you're associated with, and people that are not in the group are not allowed. So it's just an event, and I think people are taking it too seriously. While we're not trying to separate each other, and yes, I agree that you want to not discriminate in any instance, but this is just a screening, but they were just trying to do something fun.
I remember when people said that about country clubs. But it's just a country club. It's just a group of people.
That's true.
We don't have to have those other people in here.
I think I'm with you both because I think how awesome it would be to watch this film with only women. Have you all really have a moment of just going like, this is ours, and really like a sisterhood. The problem is now you blueprint this event, give this to other groups, and this becomes I'm sorry, only white men who make this dollar amount are allowed to come to this screening of this movie. Like, if this event planning goes into the wrong hands, then it turns we're back into the 1950s.
But doesn't it still happen? I mean, people have private events, as Bobette said. To
That's
me,
not
this is a private event, whereas if you signed up and bought a ticket, you were able to go. End of story.
I remember when
On the
used to
invite
have a lot
list.
of events like that. If you signed up, you were able to go if you were white.
But let's not make it a slippery slope, because I understand exactly where you're coming from. Believe me, I don't believe that discrimination is something that we need in our society. But there are times when events can be exclusive to certain
I agree.
people. And I think that when we start saying everything has to be open, you can't even have a private event, we're just taking
A
it to
movie theater opening is not a private event, though.
But they probably rented it out and had their own special opening,
I'm just
Who
disappointed because
knows?
I honestly would want to watch Wonder Woman with a bunch of women. I'll be honest.
I'm sure you can.
Apparently you can, because that isn't going to happen
More
again.
fun with Joey there.
Well, has Hollywood run out of new ideas? One study says the answer is yes, and they may even be running out of old ideas. Analysts at MarketWatch have noted that only 3 of the top grossing films of the 80s have not been remade or given a sequel. The films that you've not seen twice, E.T., Tootsie, and Rain Man. So as Hollywood deals with the worst box office bombs and losses in recent years, some are asking if it's just time for major changes. Is the problem no new ideas? Linda, you talk about this with Broadway.
It bothers me to have sequels coming out all the time. I want to see something new that makes me think, that's funny, that I haven't laughed at before. I don't like seeing everything over and over and over again.
I mean, when you talk about, we just talked about Wonder Woman, how long has she been around?
Right.
You know, so the whole idea, I understand the concept, but not many people want to take that risk. When you have millions on the line and you're going to take a movie that you don't have any sort of following for, who wants to take that risk?
I mean, and I think it's smart marketing in addition to like lazy creativity in that they do this with toys. Every 20 years or so, toys will come back up because we played with them, and now that we're at the age where we're having kids, we'll buy them for our kids. I think the same thing might be happening with movies.
And how excited would you be to see E.T. again? Like, I would love to know what happens to E.T. Can he come home?
Yes.
Can it be okay?
brings
I
his
want to
friends
see
and comes
Tootsie.
back.
Tootsie, I want to see.
You want to
Right.
see it?
And actually, I'd say I'd want to know more about Rain Man, too. So the three they haven't remade, we're interested
Get
in.
on
I guess
it.
we can
Yeah.
understand why it
Why not?
happens.
But horror movies, I mean, how many horror there's like 8 horror movies, they just keep remaking them
Yes.
constantly.
Right.
It's like
Yes.
screen 30 at this point.
And you can tell how well it's working. Attendance is way down.
Well, we'll see if the summer blockbusters will change that. So we're going to talk more about big movies, actually, in tomorrow's show. Well, many of us are making big changes in our vacation plans this year. The big change, we're actually going to take one. A survey by Project Time Off discovered that Americans with paid time off earned an average of 22.5 paid vacation days last year. And the average number of days off used has actually increased a full day from 2013. Some say that as we move away from the recession of 2008, Americans are feeling more secure in their jobs and they are willing to take more days off. Do you feel comfortable using all of your vacation days? And have you ever not used them all?
Well, I
I
do
have.
get panicky toward the end of running out of vacation days. What if something wonderful happens? Because it'll happen to me around Christmas. What if something wonderful happens in the next 3 months and I'm out of vacation
Have you ever
days?
left them on the table?
I have the
Only
opposite problem.
once.
I have. Like,
You
I
have?
have, yeah. There's years where I would literally leave a whole week on the table. And I just started getting to the point where I am comfortable where, because sometimes you, like even my last vacation, I was like, oh my God, it's only a day, but what if something happens while I'm not there? What if they replace me? What if, you know, you start worrying about the security of your job.
True.
Now I've gotten to a point where it's like, I need my vacation days just for my sanity.
Well, you will see
So-
that I leave a news story every day I'm on vacation because I have seen so many people replaced
Yeah.
when they go on vacation.
That's when it
And
happens.
somebody
It
comes
does.
in. So I leave my spot covered while
You
I'm
work
gone.
so hard before you go on vacation. I imagine for the
It's
first 2
not
days of
a
your vacation,
vacation.
you're sleeping
Oh,
because you're
Right,
here
to work
12
ahead.
12-hour
But
days.
I think that's true in a lot of our situations now, is that for us to be gone, you almost have to do the work for you to be able to be gone.
Yeah.
So then it's so much stress to get to be gone, isn't really worth it in the
Just
long
stay
run.
at
I mean,
work.
Just
Yeah.
stay at work.
right. It is hard. But no, I'm a big believer that people should take the benefits they are granted
Oh, I
because it is
agree.
mental health.
I have left them on there, but it was accidental. My count was wrong.
Well, we're not leaving any this year. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, we've gotten comfortable. We're not
Exactly.
leaving anything.
So there's a new rule on the subway in New York. No dogs unless they fit into a bag. Well, New Yorkers are notoriously clever. Look at these pictures. This beagle's in a bag, and he is perfectly happy being shoulder cargo. Wait till you see the other creative ones. The husky doesn't have any problem hanging out in a tote. Doesn't have to be a small dog as long as it fits in a bag. German Shepherd on the bench, no problem there. He's in the bag. The backpack is my favorite. If you can tell, this dog is hanging off the back facing the other way of the guy getting ready to board the train. And then, of course, the little dogs, probably a little easier to keep happy. They can just kind of hang out in a pouch. That reminds
Hilarious.
me of Jolie's Lulu.
Yes.
But even the huskies, look at that, cuddled up in a gym bag, but yet he's in a
He
bag.
doesn't
looks
look
very happy.
comfortable. I don't think he looks. There's going to be a lot of shoulder injuries in New York in a year. Everyone's carrying around. Can you imagine taking Wrigley or or your late dog
was
Murphy?
125 pounds, yeah.
Yeah,
You'd
and
need a
It'd be
baggage
like
cart.
carrying Bobette over my shoulder all the time.
well, the rule may be in a bag, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I love
So
it.
I do too. Good for
Clever.
that.
They're clever, yes.
You knew that
Smart
was
for
going to
them.
happen.
Resourceful.
All right, coming up, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast, and then we're going to talk about Tiger Woods with our forensic legal expert. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. A lot of folks happy about the rainfall we've been getting today. Moderate to heavy at times. Now it's lessening up somewhat, but still around all the way from Manatee County southward through Charlotte County. Heavier storms near Fort Myers and basically the light to moderate precipitation occurring from Manatee County southward. You can see a little heavier activity right there in Sarasota Bay near downtown Sarasota, but it's really the light to rainfall that is occurring right now. That heavier storms The heavier storms that were around have since moved on, but it's not over yet. A lot of energy in the Gulf of Mexico. You can see it exploding there in the central Gulf, about 600-700 miles west of our area. That's a piece of energy that's going to be moving on through over the next day and a half. So although the rain is lessening somewhat right now, more is on the way. We'll talk about that. Right now it's 73 cool degrees as a result of the rain, cooled air. The dew point 70, winds out of the south-southeast at 6, and the pressure now 29.93, which has been falling a little bit. More in your forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
Pro golfer Tiger Woods made headlines last week, but unfortunately it was not for his golf game. Woods was arrested for DUI near his home in Jupiter. However, he had not been drinking. But to better help us understand Florida's substance laws and driving under the influence is our forensic scientist and attorney, Anne-Marie Rizzo from the Law Place. All right, Anne-Marie. Tiger was reportedly found asleep, and then when they took the test, he got a DUI, but he blew 0. How does this work?
This is actually something that has become very common, and why I decided to become a forensic lawyer scientist, because of prescription medications. We see it all over the place, and we're never going to really know a lot of answers here. They took a urine test to determine what was in his system.
Okay.
But the urine is kind of like our dumpster. It's not going to show anything he was actively under the influence of. It's only going to show something that he has taken in the past. So we may not really know the answers. Your urine results can show things from 2 to 3 days prior, potentially. As some people may know with marijuana, it stays in your system for a long time. Doesn't mean that you took it that day. So we're going to have some issues from the state's perspective in prosecuting this case. The other real issue with it is Ambien. There's a lot of speculation as to what medications he was on. There's rumor that there was Vicodin. There's rumor that he was taking other meds that are not FDA approved, but are also not controlled substances. So in Florida, you have to be under the influence of a controlled substance defined by statute. Ambien is not one of those. It's a very dangerous drug.
So Ambien is not a DUI drug.
That's correct.
Interesting.
But you said it's dangerous.
It is very dangerous. I mean, even as a defense attorney, I would say that Ambien is still one of those drugs that should probably be on that list. It shouldn't actually be on the market, period. It can be very, very dangerous depending on the person and how their bodies react.
Because it lets you sleep or almost like sleepwalk?
Yeah, so imagine sleepwalkers or people who talk in their sleep. You can have conversations with people who are completely asleep, but they seem to be awake. They're talking to you or they're walking. You know, my uncle will actually go to the refrigerator and make himself a glass of milk and eat snacks and being in a complete sleep and interact. And people who are under the influence of Ambien can do the same things. Everything in that video of his DUI arrest is very symptomatic to Ambien. And although we don't know if that was the case, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back that he was under the influence of Ambien. Now we know he's had those back surgeries and he was taking those meds as well, but that may show in the system, but doesn't necessarily prove the DUI if we do have evidence that he was taking his Ambien as well.
Here's my
What
question.
will happen to him if it's Ambien?
Well, I mean, that's going to be up to his good defense lawyer. So, I mean, he's going to have that defense team that's going to really need to be able to put on the experts and be able to argue that. I myself have tried that in a jury trial and had jury verdicts come back not guilty because they couldn't decipher what it was impairing the person.
Wow.
Here's my question, though. He wasn't driving. He actually was asleep. So, you know, when you think of driving under the influence, you think of a person actually weaving through traffic and moving the car. How does that work?
Why is it illegal to be asleep on the side of the road?
Yeah.
So you're in actual physical control of the car. So at any moment, the law will say that you can drive. You can start that car and drive, and you're still under the influence. So if the keys are anywhere in the car, you're in actual physical control of the vehicle.
Wow, even not in the ignition. I think people might have thought that was a loophole.
But I've heard where you're supposed to put it in the trunk.
Well, I mean,
I've heard that.
Well,
My
and that would
friends
be
have
a
said
good
that.
defense because technically you don't have the ability to immediately drive away. But you know, I've had people who've been guilty of DUI technically because they left the bar, knew they had too much to drink, and just slept it off in the parking lot.
Oh.
You know, it happens, and our law is technically in or on the vehicle is considered actual physical control.
Wow.
So should you give the keys to someone back in the bar if you
Yes.
decide
In the
you need to sleep it off?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Because it's kind of a responsible choice to sleep it off.
I think so,
Right.
yes, to pull over if you think you can't drive.
Right.
You want to encourage those behaviors, but by the same token, you need that law for the people who fall asleep at a traffic light.
Right.
Okay, so it's too hard to carve out all the exceptions, unfortunately, for the legislator. So, you know, you have to use judgment, and that's where the prosecution and the defense are going to need to work together on this. Now, the damage to his vehicle doesn't help.
Yeah.
It does show that there may have been some problems maneuvering his vehicle at some point. And they have to maybe prove where that happened if it wasn't pre-existing, which could be a problem. He has a right to remain silent, so the state's got to put on all that evidence, and they've got to find this. In Palm Beach County, they have their own lab that will do all the toxicology. So this is not the last we'll hear of this. When his urine results come back with all the results in it, we're going to hear about it, and it'll be kept in-house in Palm Beach County more than likely through their sheriff's office. Here in Sarasota, in our local area, it actually either goes to Tallahassee or Orlando, and we have to wait for those results to come back, which usually takes about 60 days.
Well, this is definitely an interesting case.
Wow, I've learned something.
Yeah.
You want to go over and go to sleep.
Well, if you guys have any legal questions, well, they have the answers. You can actually go to Anne Marie's website, the Law Place's website, and get all of your information that you need from them or contact them. Next, when we come back, we're showing you some of our moments from Walt Disney World. We'll be right back.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world.
If you get knocked down, stand up again. Rip it up again. Give me one chance, give me one chance. I'm gonna make it. Give me my chance, this is my chance. I'm gonna take it.
The new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Well, when we went to visit Walt Disney World Resort for the opening of Pandora, the World of Avatar, we didn't just stay in Animal Kingdom, we also took a trip to the Magic Kingdom, where we learned all about the latest merchandise that Disney fans of all ages won't want to miss. Let's take a look. So when you have an amazing time at Walt Disney World Resort, you want to take a little piece home with you, and that starts with shopping. Luckily, the merchandise guy, Steven's here. Take us a little tour through some things that are brand new and some things that actually are coming out soon.
Start with these, because they just introduced yesterday when we were here at Magic Kingdom. This is our Dooney & Burke collection. Now, we've had a partnership with Dooney & Burke, which has great handbags. Since about 2009. This one's called A Walk in the Park, because it features not only some great Disney characters like Minnie Mouse and Donald Duck, but you're going to find things like the the hitchhiking ghosts, one of the tiki birds from the Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. And then along with that is a new Pirates of the Caribbean design. And of course, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales is in theaters. And there's a matching magic band. So you know how that magic band is just I mean, what a great thing to be able to use your Fast Pass and get in your room. You can use it for paying. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to head over to the Tatooine Traders at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and you can build your own protocol droids here. You can take their arms off, you can mix and match, and really create your personalized action figure.
Stephen, both Stephanie and I have dogs, and I noticed that the merchandise doesn't stop with people.
The Disney Tales line has been so well received. We introduced some larger size dogs last year. I know we were talking about, we both have Chihuahuas.
Yes.
And this is a perfect size here. The costume harness, both for Mickey and for Minnie. I have a little boy, so that Mickey Mouse one would be great. But if you want to dress yourself and add a little splash of Disney, obviously you have your ears. Coming this summer, the neat part about this, you can take these bows right off and you can mix and match. So if you feel like Ariel today, that's great. Or if you feel a little more villainous like Maleficent the next day, you can put that in.
Days, yes.
Shopping here at Disney parks, there's so many different places. You can go shopping at Epcot, World Showcase. You can go to Disney Springs, which is a whole other world of shopping. There's a new shop there called D-Living. It's a home decor shop that has themes that change out. We're celebrating summer there now.
Right.
It's a neat, really themed down in Town Center.
And so giftable.
Well,
I call this subtle Disney, you know, for maybe someone that doesn't want Mickey explosion. But look, I mean, there's little ears.
Little
in the
ears, you know,
citrus.
you can add that, you know, these are ice cubes, you can freeze them, you can add them to your drinks, especially for summertime here is great. And then if summer, you're gonna wanna come here this summer, especially at Magic Kingdom, because we have Happily Ever After, and that is a nighttime spectacular that I'm still, there's so much great characters, the music, the fireworks, and then the castle projections on Cinderella Castle.
And there goes my bank account. What a great way to keep the magic, bring the magic right to you at home. The magic continues. It is a summer of endless magic.
Thank you very much.
Yes, endless magic and endless shopping. So there was even more. That's just a portion of some of the merchandise that they're previewing, and you can find out more about the latest pins. I know pin trading is huge, and there's even an app that you can shop after you've left the park if there's something that you didn't see or that you missed. So we'll be putting that up. You can find out more about that on Suncoast.
And that
Review.
app is really cool because lots of times I've seen things and maybe not purchased them or thought about it a month later and
Or
been like,
carry
oh, that
it.
would be perfect for somebody. And now you never used to be able to do this. You can go online and buy things that they only carry at the Disney stores.
I know I'm already getting a phone call from my aunt that she wants the Dooney and Burke bag. So, but I do have to say now, I've been waiting till we were all together to talk about this, but we wanted to let our viewers know we did a lot of walking around the park on our days there.
Did.
And I just want everyone to see what footwear we all wore. So I'll start, you know.
This shows our personality.
Sensible shoes for,
but
for
nice.
a trip
They're
to.
sweaty.
Yeah, but they still
They're
look
very
nice.
expensive.
Little bling for a
sensible
guy.
shoes.
All right.
Stephanie?
I'll fess up, and I'm a flip-flop girl all the time, but I consider these my dressy flip-flops.
Well, they're
and they've got a little bit of a
sparkly.
wedge. They've got a
Yes.
little bit of a wedge, so I'm not quite so flat. So I was comfortable.
Linda?
Okay, this is the real me. Let me tell you.
I see where this is going.
In my 79 years, I've learned you want to be comfortable at
Absolutely.
Disney.
And Linda, you were a champ. That was a ton of walking.
Looks don't count in
No.
my world. So I was very, very comfortable. You guys were complaining. No problem. For
Well,
me.
only one guy was complaining, and it was a girl.
Yeah,
Bo
show us
Beth.
Beth, what did you wear
Beth,
around
what
the
did you
park?
wear at Disney on your feet?
Can you believe this?
Well, all
Can
righty
you believe
then.
this?
They have like a little sole. It's not completely a heel.
Oh, they're 6 inches
It's not
high.
completely a heel.
It's not stilettos.
I thought for sure she might have been afraid about the height requirement for some of the rides, but she was taken care of.
And you know why I didn't like it? Because when I'm in flats and you're in those, I felt like a midget the
Look at
entire
difference
time.
in those two people.
Yep. That would sum up our relationship.
We were definitely touring the park in style. Well, speaking of style, when we come back, we're going to get a
Hey,
look.
everyone liked my shoes.
It's true. We
She got a lot of attention.
We met a lot of new
We had a
people.
line of men following her everywhere.
Well,
we
Beth,
went.
I'm going to thank you. You want me this for later? We're going to go to commercial break. We'll keep talking about this. But when we come back, we're going to check out the art of henna tattoos on your hands, and one of us is going to get a little try.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live in the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in with our friend Sam Ray from Tsunami in the Kitchen. And Sam, we're so excited about Savor Sarasota. Tell us about Tsunami specials during these 2 weeks.
So, Tsunami, what I love about Savor Sarasota is you can come to a restaurant and you can try so many different things. I mean, you've got 3 courses, and you can. It would be really expensive to try every single, to go out to dinner and have sushi and an entree and an appetizer. I mean, you're talking about a pretty big bill. What's cool about Savor is you can pick each one of those things and you can experience everything that that restaurant has to offer.
Absolutely. A great way to try the many great restaurants, including Tsunami. So we'll join you for the lovers in the kitchen.
Yes,
see you
please
soon.
do.
Bo Beth.
Well, the art of henna tattoos is an ancient craft that has had a recent resurgence. But did you ever think you could make one yourself? Here to show us how easy it can be and how you can blossom your creativity is artist Erin Ernst from the Talent Pool SRQ. All right, Erin, we're talking about henna, but what exactly is it?
So henna, like you said, is one of the oldest cosmetics, and they've actually found traces of henna on ancient Egyptian mummies.
Oh, wow.
So this is a henna plant. It's a small shrub that grows in dry climates, hot, dry climates like India, North Africa, Saudi Arabia, Southeast Asia.
But how does it work? Because how do you get the plant into the beautiful drawing?
They harvest the leaves, and then they grind them up into this beautiful powder here.
So if
it's
you were
a
to
fresh green powder.
purchase henna, it comes as a powder?
Yes.
Okay.
I purchased it from India. So this is what you get, and it smells really fresh and green.
Yeah, because henna's red, isn't it?
Well, the dye that it produces. So
okay.
to release that dye from the henna leaves, the ground powder, you need an acidic medium. So lemon juice is one that I like to use. So I mix it with lemon juice, and then I add sugar to my paste.
Why sugar?
Sugar helps retain the moisture. It holds the moisture into it, helps it stick to your skin. The longer the henna is moist on your skin, the better the stain you will get.
All right.
So, and then I use lavender essential oil.
Always good.
The essential oils in general help the the stain penetrate your skin.
Okay.
It helps
That's
the
an
loss dye
important
molecule.
point, though. It is a stain. You're staining
Yes.
design, which is different, obviously, from a tattoo, which is injecting ink. This is, so it's temporary-ish.
How long does it last?
1 to 3 weeks, depending on the location and aftercare.
Stephanie, I hope you like this.
Wait, who agreed on this?
Now, it does
kidding.
stain the top layer of your skin, the dead skin cells. So as those slough off,
Right,
it will
you'll see
begin.
it.
It'll begin to
And
go
you're
away.
working with Talent Pool SRQ to do this. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So can I do a little
Yes.
demonstration on you while I talk? So Talent Pool has many classes offered from different instructors. They've got self-help classes, jewelry classes, just little pop-ups at different cafes and places around town. So my next class is on June 17th at Burns Court Cafe, and it's a 2-hour class. I teach how to make the henna.
How to make the actual paste?
Yes. So
Okay.
I bring all the supplies. I teach how to make the paste. You'll get a cone of henna paste, your own, to practice with.
Oh, it's hard to do yourself, though, I bet.
You know, it takes practice, but, you know, I do my left hand.
I was just going to say, you obviously can only do it on the arm that isn't your
Some
dominant.
people have trained their hands to do it on both, but I'm just not there.
Or have a friend.
So is it,
Yes.
it's like a craft that a lot of people that are crafty may try. So is it that easy to just get into?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I got into it. I was interested in it, and I just started playing around with it.
Now,
And,
culturally, this holds a lot of significance for, you know, certain nationalities and cultures.
Yeah.
Is that something that, you know, you see people interested in learning more about? Like, are the recipes the same? That I know they use henna for weddings and
Yeah.
things like that. Is it the same recipe?
You know, if you look online, there are 100 recipes.
There
Some
are,
people
okay.
add tea to their recipe and coffee and, you know, a lot of different things, but I find simple is best and
Yes.
it's sufficient, and I haven't noticed a lot of change with other ingredients added.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, in the countries where the plant grows mostly, North Africa and India.
Right.
And we're seeing some of the pictures. So literally, the possibilities are endless because that's a whole work of art right there.
Is that a belly?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
pregnant
so
belly.
How cool is that?
Probably 80% of the private appointments I do are for bellies.
It's a lot of space.
I don't know if you saw Beyonce.
Female bellies.
Did you
Thank
see
you for
Beyonce
doing my
recently?
hand.
Yeah. So she just did a big belly. Beyonce did it her
There's gotta be
was hers
bridal
henna?
shower. Yeah, she did a big henna.
And there's got to be
tattoo.
something very zen about it, because I'm thinking, like, boy, what if you mess up? But if you mess up, you just kind of fix it like Bob Ross does with his paintings, right? Like,
Yeah, happy
there's no
little
mistake.
trees.
Pretty soon you have a giant flower on your
Right.
hand.
Yeah, in different cultures, they do have different looks. In India, you'll find very busy tattoos all the way up their arms for weddings. Not a lot of negative space, but
So all the possibilities, the person will tell you, do you mind if I just turn her hand just a little bit
Yeah.
so we can
Oh my
see it?
goodness.
Wow. It
You
looks like
did
puff
that in
paint.
1 minute.
yeah, so this paste will dry. And it's good to leave it on like 8 hours or so to have a good stain.
Okay.
It'll flake off and you'll have an orange stain underneath of this.
Okay, we'll
And
do
then
that.
over the next 2 days, it'll darken. About
Okay.
48 hours from now, you'll have a nice dark brown stain, and then that will begin to fade.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you literally can just any design you want. So if you have
Yeah.
something like that is significant between you and your significant other, you can do, oh wow, that's amazing.
Well, especially if you just wanted to kind of test the concept of a tattoo, you know, and have it
It'd
as
be
a
good.
stain rather than injected for the
Right.
Yeah, they can take
initial.
their class.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Well, I mean, I think that's amazing. And you guys, if you're interested, you can join the class. It's coming up on June 17th, and then you can just join the trend and get all into it. Next, Dr. Jenny's going to tell us how we can
Learn about progesterone.
There we go. We'll be right back.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Until recently, getting older meant losing your energy, memory, sex drive, even gaining weight, but it doesn't have to.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jenny Wilkins, owner of Age Vital Pharmacy Research and Wellness. Reversing or slowing the effects of aging can be as simple as supplementing vitamins, minerals, and hormones that your body needs in order to look and feel young again. At Age Vital, we do this without taking harmful prescription drugs that often have a longer list of side effects than benefits. Growing older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Age well, Age Vital.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. An attempted murder investigation in Bradenton. Why some neighbors say sheriff's deputies need to do more to control crime in this particular part of Manatee County. Plus, the sentencing hearing for a Manatee County woman accused of trying to have her ex-husband killed. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Haley, some beneficial rains hitting the Suncoast today. Some of those heavy at times. That has now since moved on. We have light to moderate precipitation occurring all across Manatee County, stretching down to Sarasota and Charlotte counties at this hour. And our inland counties getting some rainfall, all pushing off to the east. That little energy has moved on through for the most part, but there's a lot more behind it. We have showers and storms in the forecast throughout parts of this week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Right now, that light rain extending all the way down the area beaches. Not a very good beach day. We'll let you know about the beach weather coming up at 5. See you then.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
We know that hormones can have a lot to do with how we feel every day. Progesterone is a naturally occurring and very important female sex hormone. Progesterone also has a lot to do with men's hormonal balances. Who knew that? Well, here to explain the importance of progesterone is for all of us is Dr. Jenny Wilkins from Age Vital Pharmacy. Oh, we're so glad to have you here. Progesterone, what is it?
Well, progesterone is, well, in the medical field, it's known as the pregnancy hormone. And then when a lot of women can't get pregnant, it's because they don't have enough progesterone. And often women will go to their reproductive endocrinologist and get progesterone injections to just help, you know, thicken the lining of the uterus, and they can hold a pregnancy to term. Otherwise, you have miscarriages. But progesterone's also for men as well. I call it the anti-cancer hormone because everything, so anytime you have cancer cells growing because of too much estrogen, I know we talked last week about estrogenomics, progesterone counterbalances that. So it gets rid of the prostate cancer for guys, it shrinks the tumors in ovarian tumors or breast tissue or fibroids, things like that. It's so important. As opposed to taking big pharmaceutical drugs or going in and doing an invasive, you know, radiation or ablations, the first thing that you would want to do is actually check to see where your progesterone levels are. And most often when you give a female progesterone, those fibroids go away. Then they don't have to have an invasive surgery anymore. And it's something so little, like this little molecule that's a hormone, progesterone. But it also plays, you know, other roles with symptoms, you know, with men and for females. A lot of the important symptoms for men. Guys would have erectile dysfunction if they don't have enough progesterone, or they will have symptoms of gynecomastia, so the man boobs, I know a lot of people know, because they're like, what is that? They have weight gain and fatigue, so if you get, you know, don't have enough progesterone, you get that pot belly. Guys usually look like they're 7 months pregnant, but they never give birth because they don't have enough progesterone in their body to get rid of all of that excess cortisol. And with women, it's the, you know, the fat usually goes around in the hips. If they don't have enough progesterone, they get the cottage cheese type dimply bottom that we don't like, or the flabby arms that we don't like. So just taking a little bit progesterone. Yeah, it's a very important hormone.
So if you look like that, then you might check your progesterone?
Yeah, right, check your progesterone. Well, when you're having symptoms like that, gallbladder issues, irregular menstrual cycles for women, weight gain, PMS, huge. I call it the anti, you know, PMS pill cream for females. So if you're like just really irritable and agitated and everybody's aggravating you in your life, it's progesterone.
It
So
may
instead
not
of
be
taking
the
a
other
Valium,
people.
right, instead of taking a Valium, you take progesterone, and that is just like, meh, I don't care. Do what you want, babe. You know?
What kind of product is this? Tell us about those products.
Yeah, really. If there's one thing we've learned over the past couple of weeks with both estrogen and progesterone, and that these hormones, it's really important to check your levels because it can have a huge impact on your well-being.
Yeah, you need to look at those ratios, and everything in our environment, you know, doesn't support our hormonal structure in our body. So our foods, and there's really no way around it except for supplementing. And supplementing could be through injections, it can be through troches. I know my women love these troches. It tastes like a
What's a troche?
A Hall's lozenge, you know, and you just suck on it, you know, right before you go to bed. Oh, did I mention progesterone helps you to go to sleep? So if you have trouble turning off your brain at night, you take a little bit of progesterone and it's like, lights out. And you wake up just like totally refreshed and not irritable, agitated.
What
angry.
about a test for it?
A test, yep, simple saliva test or a finger prick, or you can go to a doctor, they can do a blood plasma. So if you just did progesterone by itself, it would be around $45, $50. Now most insurances cover a whole endocrine panel, and TRICARE Medicare pays 100% of these tests. And then if you wanted to do progesterone and estrogen ratio, it would be around $90. But yeah, most insurances do cover it. You would pay maximum maybe about $150 to look at all the hormones.
But when you look at those symptoms, it would be
well, it's so important. Like, I like my flat belly. You know?
I like that too. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Jenny. You can go down and talk to her. She's on Main Street at Age Vital Pharmacy, or you can go to agevital.com and get all the information. And we'll be back with a Disney treat. This sounds good.
Another one.
Can we eat it?
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Welcome back. Okay, we don't often surprise each other on air, but Let us explain that during our little getaway to Walt Disney World, Linda and Bo Beth had to leave us on Friday. They both had scheduled days off. Joey and I spent Friday at the parks doing some extra fun things with Walt Disney World. And one of the things they asked us to do, we don't totally understand why. And Joey, am I correct in saying I live in fear that this could surface somewhere in a promotional video?
Yes. So instead, we're just going to show it on broadcast
We
television.
were asked to get in front of a chroma key and make certain motions, and then they put this together.
Yes.
Check it out.
Oh, good. I like to
All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think people need to understand. They challenged our acting backgrounds because they said, well, we really want everyone to be animated. And I thought, oh, as ridiculous as we're going to look, we're like, we're going to win this. We are going to be
Well, and my
ridiculous.
theory was if I have to do things that I don't really understand why and I feel ridiculous doing them, I'm going to go big or go home because I want to make it clear that I'm acting. This is not something I would normally do. But I just have to tell you, too, I wish you'd been there because we worked very hard for 2 days. We were tired. It was hot. And then that was the last thing was, oh, by the way, we need you to stand in a chroma key and fake a snowball fight. We're like, what is happening?
Stephanie
I thought
said-
we were being punked. I'm like, this is going to show up somewhere.
I have a journalist degree.
I feel so much better that I had to come home and speak to the Business Historical Society.
We did say that you two would have been very good at this.
Yes, and you were very lucky you left. So we have so much fun at Walt Disney World. We thought we would share that with you. And if you see that in a promotional video, you don't know me.
Very interesting.
Well, you know what's even better? Tsunami in the kitchen with 3 lovers. Stay with us.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. New rules for water restrictions for homeowners on the Suncoast are now in effect, and they vary depending on where you live. We'll break down the rules in Sarasota and Manatee counties. In Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, there's a crash in Port Charlotte area. It's in the southbound lanes of I-75 near exit 179. Now over to Bob for more on our soggy weather.
Yeah, good news on the fire front as far as that goes. A lot of light to moderate precipitation occurring all afternoon in Manatee and Sarasota counties, even in the Hardee and DeSoto counties at this hour. And there's also more showers out there in the Gulf that'll be working their way onshore throughout the overnight hours. On top of that, some tropical moisture yet to move in from a tropical system that moved in from the Pacific. Now, light to moderate precipitation occurring across parts of the coastal counties. Well, much more on the system coming up at 5. See you then.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
And welcome back. Right now we're in the kitchen with Sam from Tsunami, and we're making 3 lovers. Everyone wants 3.
Well, 5 lovers. It's a party.
It's just a Monday, people.
It's going to be a good week. I only have 1 arm. I may not count.
Well, 4.5. All right. So
How does this work?
let's get started here. We call it the 3 lovers because it's 3 of our favorite ingredients for sushi. So you've got crab, avocado, and salmon.
I agree.
Where can you go wrong there? And we picked this one right now because the Scottish salmon is in season. So we have that in the restaurant. The salmon is to die for right now.
Good.
So if you see it, get it, try it. It's awesome. Okay. So shall we get started?
Yes, we're ready.
All right. So these 3 ingredients here are going to go in your little bowls that I've prepared for you.
Okay.
So we're going to mix that together with a little bit of spicy mayo, too.
All right.
So just dump that whole thing in that bowl.
Okay, so all these get dumped.
All of them get dumped.
What are the ingredients again? I'm sorry.
Here we've got crab, cucumber, avocado, and then tempura flakes. And if you can't find tempura flakes, or we make them in the restaurant, you can use breadcrumbs. It's just a good thing to hold everything together.
So we stir this.
Here, Bubba,
we're going
to
stir it up, scoop in some of that spicy mayo in there.
We don't have spicy mayo.
Oh, I'll get it for you.
It's coming.
I'll get it.
Share the spicy mayo down here, guys.
How about that? How about we do
Okay,
that?
that's good. Joey needs some.
Just a little bit.
I
missed my container.
Spice in my step. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to mix that up.
Okay.
Now mix.
Mix well. You want it to be kind of a solid thing, because what we're going to do is we're going to make it like sushi nigiri. I don't know if you've had that before, but it's just fish on top of a little bit of rice.
Okay.
But rice is so boring sometimes, we decided to make stuff without it.
I like that. You have to be creative.
Yeah, and less carbs, right?
Exactly. This is amazing.
All right, so that looks pretty good. We're going to split that in half and then lay it in our hands and make a little, perfect.
Make like a roll
and
or
you're
a
going to
ball?
cup it. Shove it so that you can lay your salmon on top of it.
So take a little bunch in your hand.
Yeah.
And leave a little bunch there.
Yeah, half.
Like that?
Perfect.
That's
half.
Let's
and then put it on this plate here, and we'll move on to the next step. All right.
Okay, so take a little bit.
So we
a little
see
like
that
a little ball, sort of.
See that one?
Yep.
Did it right?
There we go. Okay.
We can do better.
Finally, we can do something right here.
It's going to her head.
I know. She's going to open a Japanese restaurant.
I am. What's that?
We're going to be in trouble. All right, we got
Sam's
that?
never offered us jobs. I've noticed that.
Okay.
All right, so everybody take 2 pieces of salmon sashimi.
2 pieces. Okay, there you go. Here, Joey.
There you go, Joey.
You got them.
So this is that Scottish salmon that I was talking about. You can see the color in it, and it's nice and fatty and
it's gorgeous.
buttery.
Thank you.
Is Bobette doing the right thing there?
I don't know.
That's perfect.
Flop it on there.
That's exactly right. So you're just going to press
one
it on
there.
Yeah.
Both pieces, just one.
Both
Just
pieces.
one
One
piece
piece.
per little ball that we
Okay.
made. So if you want to make another ball.
Make another ball.
And then
Okay.
put
I'm
your
having a
salmon on
ball,
top of
Linda.
You're having a ball.
My ball's almost done.
All right.
this
and-
looks awesome.
And I heard in our final minute we get to do something fun with it.
Yes, we're gonna fire it. All right.
Ooh.
So this is what we've got here, and then we're gonna take a little bit of eel sauce or soy sauce and brown sugar.
Okay.
And we're gonna take that and make it Linda safe. And we're
You're gonna cook it?
We're gonna cook it.
Good.
We're gonna cook it.
I don't eat
All right, light it up, Sam.
All right. So we're just gonna sear that there.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Torches are some of our favorite utensils in the kitchen.
I figured that's why
Look
I
at
brought
that.
it
You
today.
can see it change.
That is so cool. Linda, now you can eat it. He
I
cooked
feel
it.
so much better.
Oh, that is amazing.
Ooh.
All right, do not forget Savor Sarasota. It continues through June 14th, and Tsunami is, of course, taking
Look
part.
at that.
Great way to
Look at
try
that.
many different wonderful things on Sam's menu. All right, it's looking good. Give me that plate back.
Right down.
Joey, thanks for joining us. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.